Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the today's restaurant news combined Group 1 and Group 2 meeting. We are a group of restaurant vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help restaurant owners, managers, or chefs with any problems they might have. If you want to reach us, get information about how to join, or submit a question for us to answer, give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. And we also have a YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant. Give us a look there and subscribe and like that channel. And we also, members, have a private Facebook page where we can communicate with each other during the week. So I encourage you to take a look at that. And in order to get on that, you have to be a member, number one. And number two, you have to be a friend of mine on Facebook. And then I can invite you to join that. So I want to just quickly introduce Azalea. Is a new face on the board this morning. Just give us a quick hello and tell us who you are, what you do, and how we can reach you. And we will double back later to allow you to put anything in that you forgot.
Hello, everybody. My name is Asalia. I am a business broker and commercial realtor. He said restaurants. Actually, I think it was Jacob who took me over to you. You said restaurants, and I got excited because predominantly what we do is restaurants. We're selling like 36 restaurants right now. So I'm just excited to be here. Anything I can do to help, anything I can learn, I'm very excited about. So that's it. Thank you for having me.
And you will be coming to the 11 o'clock on a regular week. Okay. And Jacob, good morning. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, Zaylee, I totally forgot that we met at the show as well, and I sent you over to Howard's booth. But it's amazing that you actually were seeing each other now here as well. But yeah, my name is Jacob Fishman. My company name is GMP Insurance Brokerage. We are an insurance provider for the business for the commercial industry. In regards to restaurants, we actually deal a lot within the restaurant industry. We have unique programs for restaurant owners, and we deal a lot within the food and beverage industry for wholesalers, distributors, manufacturers. And there's a lot of unique programs and coverages that some people don't know about. Let's say for EPLI, for there's a lot of turnover rate within the restaurant industry for waiters and in that sense. And there's a lot of unique coverages and programs that we bring for the table to help out people within the business.
Did I lose him?
I'm still here.
My volume control today is going crazy. So it's because of Ed. All right, thank you. We'll double back after the presentation. Nobody here that is new. So okay. So I want to introduce Stefanie and Mark Brilliant from Brilliant Computers, and they are our presenters today. And I can tell you from personal experience that they know what they're doing. They do it quick. Mark's like Johnny on the spot when you need him. And that's great when you're having troubles with your computer, Ed. So without further ado, we'll introduce you, and the floor is yours. Do you need to share the screen at all?
Yes, I'm going to be sharing my screen.
I will do that for you. You're good.
All right, thanks. So yes, we're Stefanie and Mark Brilliant at Brilliant Computers. We have some information we want to share with you today. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so can you all see my presentation, my screen? This is Brilliant Computers, today's information technology threats and what you need to know.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So on there, some important information. If you're on a computer and want to take a screenshot of that, that's got our location, our website, our contact information. We'll circle back around to that as well. So yeah, we're going to talk about a few things. I think it's really important, you know, in any industry to be aware of, you know, our technology threats. They, you know, threaten every industry, really. As long as you're using a computer, a device that's on the internet, these could happen to you. And so we need to be prepared. So anything you want to add?
We want to make sure we take actions ahead of time, hopefully, to prevent being held hostage and having our businesses shut down.
Yes,
The
definitely.
best way to put it. That's our cash flow. If your computer vanishes, your cash flow stops.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and proceed to the next slide. So these are the topics we're going to go over today. Information security, data backup, how to spot and handle rogue websites, phishing and spoofing, and then again, how to contact us. So ransomware, that is one of our most important topics we're going to talk about today. It is a malware that is designed to deny a user or organization access to files on their computer. Anything you want to add?
They will lock your files and they are not recoverable. You must have an online backup or you could be out of business. That's how bad this stuff is.
And so in order to prevent an attack, although it's not guaranteed, there's some steps you can take to try to prevent an attack. First, keep your information safe. We're going to go over some security suggestions in this presentation. So you want to go ahead and follow those.
As best as possible.
As best as possible. Also, ensure you are navigating to desired sites and locations on your network, and do not enter your personal information unless you are sure you are where you want to be. One of the tips we're going to give you is, you know, we click on links in emails all the time. Sometimes they're coming from trusted senders, and unfortunately, sometimes they're not. So before navigating to a link in an email, in Outlook, you can hover your mouse over all links and sender emails before you click on the link to make sure you're clicking on a trusted link from a trusted sender. Sometimes the link will appear trustworthy, but then you go to the sender and you hover over the sender, and it may say, you know, so-and-so at, you know, trustedcompany.com. But then when you hover, it'll say
Gmail.
user123@gmail.com. And that is a red flag. Don't proceed. Contact us if you have any questions. In Gmail, doing that same hovering trick will populate the information actually in the bottom of the screen instead. Now, if you have been attacked, and Mark can talk a little bit more about, you know, what that will look like here in just a moment, immediately take your computer or your device off the internet or your network immediately. Unplug it from Ethernet, go off the Wi-Fi.
Kill the Wi-Fi. It stops the spread of it, and you need to preserve your backup.
And so give us a call. If you get infected with ransomware, your backed up data will need to be recovered to restore functionality. And now this is the unfortunate part. Local backups, which are connected to your device, will not be enough. Any data on connected devices will get destroyed in an attack as well. So this is why it's imperative to have your data backed up securely in the cloud. And I always like to bring this up because I think it's kind of funny that the cloud is actually someone else's local drive. So really, it's important to have your data backed up in multiple locations. And so even the best firewall, spam filters, anti-malware, virus programs will not prevent you from a ransomware attack. If you click on that link, you've opened the gateway for the attack. Anything else you want to add?
No, everyone's of the illusion that antivirus is going to stop it. It's only a preventative. Just like a battery backup unit, it's preventative. If you get a direct lightning strike right next to your house, it's going right through that battery backup. Anything plugged in is going to get fried. So the best defense is, you know, don't click on it if you're concerned about it.
Yep. And just, you know, maybe do some research on Google's how to spot, you know, suspicious emails and really take just a couple extra minutes just to skim through it, scroll to the bottom, make sure those types at the bottom match up with what you're familiar with. Again, if you have any questions on that, give us a call. We're happy to help.
Yeah, if anytime you get an email from whether it's a bank or an institution, do not dial the number that's in the email.
Yes.
If you, let's say it's FP&L, look at your FP&L bill. Dial the number that's on the bill. Something that's documented that you know is those people. Because they're going to send an email with a bogus phone number, and you're going to get them on the phone, not the real company.
Yep. And you know, also, well, we're going to kind of look at this a little bit more, but for example, FP&L is never just going to call you and say, hey, we haven't received your payment, right? They're going to send you a letter first and then make other attempts to contact you. So just keep your mind, you know, active and stay safe. Some more information security tips. Passwords. Always enable two-factor and multi-factor when available. I think we all as a group talked about this briefly once, but on Facebook, for example, anywhere where you have it available, you may need to dig into your settings a little deeper than you normally would to find these settings. But if it's available, set up that two-factor. It's extremely important. No one should be able to get in if you have that set up. Also, if you can remember your password, or if you can get, you know, kind of come up with a way to, you know, identify it to me, right? Then someone else can guess it as well. So it's important to use a password manager or secure spreadsheet, a password protected spreadsheet to organize unique and hard to guess passwords. Also, change your password often. Anything else about passwords?
Yeah, they say change your password every 90 days. I'm just as guilty as not doing it, but the reality is we should be doing it.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a little extra work, obviously, but it's important. Keep your information safe. Also, again, back up your data often. Cloud backup and with retention for deleted items. So if you, you know, this may not apply to some of us, but if you have certain regulations that are set for how much, you know, how long you have to hold data for, you know, there are backups available to ensure that you follow those regulations. Also, if somebody in your network deletes an item, you want to make sure that your backup is going to be able, you'll be able to recover those deleted items, especially if they're important to your business.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some people think Dropbox and OneDrive and ShareFile are backup systems. They're only synchronization programs. If somebody on their computer hits delete, you're deleting it across the whole system. So that's why an online backup with retention is the best bet to keep you in business.
Yeah. And this is another one. Never share your password.
Unless you have to.
Unless you have to with a very trusted person. And honestly, I even like better when someone sets a temporary password that they share with me and then they change it back to their personal password. You know, it depends on what makes you feel most comfortable, but there are ways to work around keeping your information safe. That is a big, big part of this. Also, again, double check all those links and websites before entering your personal information. Okay. Rogue websites. A rogue website or redirected website is an attempt to spread a virus, collect information, and a variety of criminal acts. So this one we have, it's really important. Basically follow all those instructions we discussed to avoid navigating to unsafe websites and make sure that you're only actually clicking on and navigating to familiar and trusted links. Anything else?
Yeah, when you get a rogue website, you're going to get a screen on your computer that's going to go like, wah, wah, wah. Do not turn off your computer. You're going to lose all your information. You can hear a voice going in the background. This is Microsoft. It's going to have a big red thing. Must call Microsoft right now. If you turn off your computer, you're going to lose your information. The reality is it's just the website running. And if you go into Task Manager, you hit Alt-Control-Delete, and you'll find like Chrome running in the list. If you just highlight Chrome in the lower right corner, click on End Task, it'll shut down. That's all you need to do. You're not infected as long as you don't log them in. But once you go to reopen the web browser, you must not. You see where that window screen says restore this page? If you say restore that page, it will bring that page back up. So you cannot restore that page. You click on the X in the upper right corner to close it. After that, you're done.
Okay, and if you have any more questions about that, of course, reach out to us. Those can be kind of scary, but something that we can work with. Spoofing and phishing. Now, this is where people who are moving very quickly, this is where they kind of mess up. So scammers are working really hard to steal your information. Spoofing is when scammers pretend to be someone else to steal data or money or to spread viruses and malware. And actually, Howard has experienced spoofing. Spoofed emails will come from a trusted sender or vendor, including your own email address or from a sender within your organization. And even when you hover above it, you may see that trusted sender. And so the scammer does not actually have to log into the account to send these emails. Spoofing is not limited to emails. Scammers can also target you by phone by altering the originating phone number to mimic a familiar organization or number. So it could even show that your bank is contacting you on your phone and it's still not them because of what they have the capability to do. If you receive a suspicious email or phone call, contact the person or organization separately, right? Just like Mark said, from the bill, the number from the bill, the number from the back of your card, to ensure that you're communicating directly with them and not a scammer. If your email address has been used by a spoofer, change your password and ensure 2FA is in place. Anything else you want to add on that?
No, just keep your stuff safe.
Phishing now is an attempt to acquire sensitive data, such as bank account numbers, through a fraudulent solicitation in email or in a website. The attacker may pose as a trustworthy entity. I actually dealt with a client recently who was notified by his new college that he had just started that he needed to set up a new, account and a new password. And it actually wasn't the college and it wasn't the website he was supposed to enter that information in. And so, we had to work on that, right? And talk about what phishing means. And really, if you receive an invoice that you don't recognize, it could be a phishing attempt. If you receive a request to update your password, it could be a phishing attempt. Just be mindful when entering sensitive information. And if you've ever entered a password that you use for another account into a phishing attempt, make sure to go across the board and change that password. Do not hesitate to contact us if you're unsure of the validity of an email you've received. Okay. Anything else?
No, the other thing as far as security, to make sure it protected all of ourselves, and we could send you some links, is to also, we should all be locking down our TRW credit reports, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. If you freeze your credit, nobody can get identity theft. This LifeLock, that's what they do. They go in and create free accounts and they take your money, and you could do it yourself for free.
Oh. This is another note, just for functionality reasons, really more than anything. If you're using a Windows operating system and your computer came with Windows 10, and if you're currently using Windows 10, it's going to keep prompting you to try and upgrade to Windows 11.
If the computer is compatible with Windows 11.
Yes. Do not do it. If you do, some of your software may not work properly and you may lose functionality or access to your data. There have been multiple driver issues in computers that have been upgraded, and Mark has spent countless hours having to restore Windows 10 from Windows 11. The only thing is you only have a few days to restore it. Otherwise, it's a full reinstall of the operating system and a big project. Anything else on that?
No, if once it passes like 7 days, the button that says go back to 10 becomes gray, and at that point you have to wipe the drive and do a clean OS. So it's a lot of work involved. One of the OSs I'm just going to avoid as much as I can because the headaches involved. Even I have a client who came in and bought a brand new Windows 11 unit. The Windows 11 update came in, and all of a sudden the Wi-Fi driver stopped working. She couldn't get on the internet anymore. So the manufacturer had to connect to her computer via a wire for LAN. Once they got in, they discovered that the driver update screwed the wireless, and they had to revert the drivers back to the original, and all of a sudden her Wi-Fi came back up. And it's just rampant in Windows 11 across the board, with plagued with different issues that I've been trying to avoid.
Yeah, so maybe wait to buy a new computer unless you have to until the next operating system comes out.
You know, if you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice, but just be aware.
Yep. And also just something else that's really important is Windows 11 comes with data encryption built in, BitLocker. With this encryption, you will not be able to restore your data in the event of any hardware issue. Right now with Windows 10, you can just go ahead and drop that drive as long as, you know, everything goes well, drop that drive and image it to a new drive if the hardware crashes. With the encryption, can't do that. You'll lose your data. So again, a good backup, making sure not to upgrade, and of course, contact us and we can help you adjust the settings for Windows 11 and, you know, any other questions you may have about the operating system.
BitLocker was designed for the financial industry to keep everyone's personal information safe. Windows decided to enable it automatically on Windows 11 on every computer, whether you know it or not. And if you don't get that encryption key printed out, which you have no idea it's even active, and any hardware changes, basically everything on that drive is gone permanently. Nobody can recover it.
So, yeah. Now, again, I keep saying this, contact us, whether it's me or Mark. One of us is usually available to jump in and help you answer your questions on the phone. If we're not available right in that moment, usually within 10, 15, 30 minutes at max, we are available to answer your questions and or jump into your PC if you have any questions for that, you know. But we are able to support companies of all different industries in many ways. We do business email management and hosting. We do online and local data backup and recovery, network device management such as printers, scanners, etc. If it's not working, if it's not connected to the network and you need assistance, give us a call. Server and Active Directory deployment and management, and so much more. And so our contact information once again is right there. And at this point, I'm going to just kind of open it up. Mark, any last minute?
No, I think we went over anything. Is there any questions from anyone out there?
You want to give us the screen back, please?
Sure.
There's
you.
3 trying to get on who thought the meeting was at 11. So
Who?
Randy, Pomputis, Heartland,
Oh.
and Pam Hewitt, and
Well, let them get on now.
I told them that's what I was doing. So I'm just saying.
You got to give them the link. It's on my computer.
Okay.
It's highlighted on my mail.
Howard, I got a
Okay.
question for Stephanie and Mark real quick. So Stephanie, I'm in the insurance industry and I'm required to have BitLock on my computer. And I did make the jump to Windows 11 just because of the simple fact that, you know, I needed some of the newer stuff. And I did notice that my Wi-Fi no longer works. So I have had to connect to an Ethernet. So it works just fine now, but it sucks because I have my phone's connected to my network, my printer's connected to my network, so I'd run all these cables. But besides that, since I do have BitLock and I'm required to have BitLock, what do you recommend for me to do with the information that has to stay required to stay secure?
Well, you have to first of all get your BitLocker key.
Okay.
And if you go into Windows, there is a way. If you go to the settings and type encryption, and there's a button there that says, you know, encryption key. You want to print that out, put it somewhere. As long as you have that encryption key, you can regain access to the data. Without that encryption key, you're dead in the water.
Okay.
You're not getting anywhere. I mean, that's really the biggest thing. But, you know, and you know you have data encryption, so you know you need to go get it. Most people don't know it's even active.
Can you use a cloud backup with encrypted data from
The encrypt? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Another cloud backup is something that runs on the computer and just backs everything up. The encryption is actually on the drive itself, so it's two different things.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yep, Azalea.
I was just wondering, since you guys are the experts in this, what's a good way to back up your information? So you mentioned multiple ways, but is there, because I heard some external drives, they only last for 5 years and then your information's gone. Like the cloud is what cloud? You know, like what do you guys suggest? Like more
Well,
specific feedback.
the thing is with the local drives, if you get what do you call it, crypto lock virus, that local drive will be locked along with everything else. So any drive that's plugged in and backing up on a regular basis is pretty much useless. If you get a power surge and a power surge fries your computer, that drive is going to get fried right along with it because it's still plugged into it. Any battery backup unit that has surge protection, again, it's only preventative. If you get a direct hit, you're going to get a direct hit and everything's going to go bye-bye. So your best bet is there's two types of online backups. One is it backs up the irreplaceable data, which is your documents, your database, the photos, any stuff that you created. The other is something called Axient that we manage that allows us to back up the whole computer in its entirety, the operating system, the settings, all of the data. So let's say your hard drive crashes, we download the image off of this off the server and put it to a drive, replace the drive in your computer, and you're right back to where you were before you crash, including all programs, all settings, all data, everything. You wouldn't even know anything went down. So it depends on how important the setup of your computer is. If you just have a raw OS and you have Microsoft Office 365 and that's it, then getting just data backup is not the end of the world. But most people have quite a bit of information and programming involved in setup, and they don't want to lose that. They want to know that they're going to get right back to their original, the home screen, everything that they had before. They want it to be exactly the way it was. So that's where our online that does the whole thing comes into play.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So if you want, just contact us. And it is a managed system that we actually get notifications. If it's failing, we'll see it, and we're going to be in communication with you. So just contact us directly in reference to setting that up or whatever you're looking for, and we'll go from there.
We also
Thank
have
you,
email
guys.
backup software available as well. So
Yeah.
for like Outlook, there's a way to back up emails, for Outlook users.
It's more of an issue in a multi-user environment. If you have multiple people accessing the same email and one person deletes it, it goes across the board. It depends on what it is, and how important,
Okay, any other questions for our presenters? Terry, you have a question?
Well, not a question. I just wanted actually to verify that Mark and Stephanie know exactly what they're doing. We had a major problem here, and Mark came and it was like it was second nature, took care of it and left. We're like, what the heck? And normally I'm very good with computers and can fix stuff when something happens, but I couldn't fix this. So I appreciate them, and I can be a live testament that they know what they're doing. And quickly. Verify the problem, take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you. The reality is, and I've always said, nothing replaces experience. I've been dealing with technology since 1985. So
Well, good. I need you again to hook up my printer to the computer because I still can't get it hooked up.
All right, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Taking the 2.4 and the other that goes with it anyways. That's a long story, but I'll talk to you later about it. Thank you.
Okay.
I know we definitely have the attitude of like, I know I won't give up. If someone reaches out to me for help for something, I will do whatever it is that I need to do in order to at least give an answer to what it is that's happening to the best of my ability. I don't give up. So we're here to help.
We're New Yorkers that had the attitude failure is not an option.
I know how to figure out anything most of the time.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions?
I have one.
Kevin, go ahead, Kevin.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I was a little late getting into the meeting, so you may already discuss this, but are are you able to remote access a device and then solve whatever issues are going on with it?
As long as you can surf the internet,
Okay,
and for right now, any Windows unit. Mac has been somewhat of an issue. I mean, we're trying to work through that.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you have for the most part, a Windows computer right now, and you can surf the internet, we just send you to my website and have you click on something. It downloads Team Viewer. You
Right,
click
I got you.
allow, and then we see your screen and we can work on it.
Yeah, we have
Okay,
like
so-
at least 3 different ways, programs that if one is for whatever reason failing, out of our control sometimes, that we have another way to get in. Also, Windows has a built-in remote access as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, thank you so much for your presentation. I know you gave us a general guideline of what's going on in cybersecurity. I'm sure that there are many things that can happen that were not covered. I know it happens to us. By the way, the letter that I got that I forwarded to you and told several people, I got a second one asking for less money, and I'm waiting for the third one. Then maybe I'll send some money. Only kidding.
Yeah, never send anybody money.
They are relentless, and I've had a number of clients lose 10, 20, 30, $100,000 because of falling for these scams. And they just smacked themselves in the head, and they knew that something was wrong, and they did it anyway. I don't understand it.
I have one more, just not to scare you, but to scare you. Note, if you get a phone call and it's from your grandson and your grandson's asking for bail money or your grandson's asking for whatever, and it sounds like them and it seems believable and they're asking you to wire them money right now,
Don't.
hang up, give them a call directly, because
Yeah, just call them directly.
software that can literally record your voice and then use AI to scam people.
Right. I just thought of, I have a question.
Awesome.
I have a
Right?
question.
Isn't it amazing?
I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit, and Facebook not as much, but there are people who are trying to friend me or contact me who I have no idea who they are, and I know from the get-go that they're not legit. They have no conversations on their account, and so how do you avoid that?
You really can't avoid it, but what you have to do is, again, like you just said, you got to click on their profile link and look at their profile history. And if you don't see any conversations and you just see a bunch of pictures of the woman or whoever it may be, you know it's fake. You just, you can't stop someone from making the call or sending you the email. You just have to educate yourself on what not to accept.
Yeah, Marketplace has a lot of scams right now too. Thankfully, you can click on somebody's profile and it'll say joined since, on Facebook. And so if you see that person's only had a profile for a short amount of time, and what's crazy is I've even seen ones that say joined since 2011, and it looks believable.
Right.
But you go down and you can navigate to their actual profile and you can see that there's just barely, they don't have friends or this. There's things to look out for.
And I'll tell you on that Facebook thing, Stephanie, in the industry that I'm in, I deal with a lot of individuals who are over the age of 65, and individuals who are over 65 are your largest users of Facebook right now. And they can easily be taken for a scam.
Oh, absolutely. And never, ever, ever fall for the, hey, if you're trying to sell something on Facebook, for example, and someone asks you for your phone number because they want to talk to you on the phone instead, or verify that you're not a scam, do not give them any more information. Do not proceed. Only work on Facebook in Facebook, period.
Yep. Yeah. Good morning. This is Randy Pumputis
Hi,
with
Randy.
Heartland Payroll. I jumped in halfway through. Sorry about that, but it's interesting that this topic's coming up because we are now partnering with Sonaris Insurance. The biggest request from business owners right now is cyber insurance.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, it was ADA for websites to make sure they were compliant and not get sued by Morgan & Morgan. Now it's now it's cyber insurance. It just started coming up, and it's daily now. So great topic. Sorry I missed it.
No, that's fine. Also, in reference to the cyber insurance, we happen to have, and I'm not going to mention names, but we happen to have a client that down in Broward that had cyber insurance. It expired because they did not have full compliance with what you had to do before they would insure them. And this company was forced to buy a brand new server. I mean, they've gone through probably $50,000 to $100,000 just to upgrade their technology, just to be able to get their cyber insurance back. And they still haven't gotten it back yet.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the problem with cyber insurance. They put such lockdown requirements involved for them to cover you. And two-step is the biggest one, but it goes a lot further than that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Facebook conversations earlier. I'm one that things that I like. I use Facebook Market sometimes, and I sell my stuff on Facebook Market, and I have seen that I'm a little tech savvy. I'm not an expert, but I'm a little tech savvy. I know enough to be a little dangerous. And I saw a big trend on Facebook Market where they will reply back to you, to your post, pretending to be interested. And then all of a sudden they want you to send a text message or some kind of information over to a phone number. And I never did that. I'm like, if you can't converse here on Facebook, then
I've successfully had my Google Voice number stolen, and I had to recover it because I didn't know. It was when it first came out, they were like, oh, I want to make sure you're not a scam. And of course I'm not a scam. And they said, well, I'm going to send you a code, and it's just going to make sure like that this is actually, and I learned my lesson anyway, but the point is
it looks so legit that
so legit. And now the new one is my brother's going to come pick it up for me. So do you take Zelle? Can I pay you ahead of time? And then they then get your phone number, right? So I think the age of, because I've definitely purchased off of Marketplace with, I show up to the house and it's a mom and she's giving me the item and I say, hey, do you take Zelle? And she says, yes. Right. But I also now have these people reaching out and asking to Zelle ahead of time. And then as soon as I say, no, I'm sorry, this is cash only. And then they're like, oh, they're old fashioned, they don't use, they don't have a bank. And it's like, what?
Right.
Yeah, I say, okay, well, now that you said that, definitely cash only. If you still want the item, you can go to the bank, pull out cash and come pick it up. And then I don't hear from them ever again. So, just if it sounds suspicious, it's just best. I haven't had a lot of success, unfortunately, selling on Marketplace recently.
You know what, Stefanie, what you can do, what I'm doing, you can go on My Neighborhood because it's all local. And use that way you can meet them at a clubhouse, you can meet them outside, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you do it. I bought a bench, a little swing for the patio. Meet them, give them the cash, whatever. There's no other conversation. And it's local. You don't have to ship.
I have Neighborhood. Thank you. I should definitely do that. I appreciate it.
Azalea, just jump. Just go for it.
Thank you. I'm learning the rules of the game. Stefanie, and what happened? So we advertise a lot of our businesses on Facebook Marketplace, and some people are a waste of your time, but we get a lot of good leads from Facebook. So I start the conversation there, and then I tell them, call my cell phone. I'm going to keep explaining to you, and I add them to my database. So it's a really good source for us. How do I, because now you scared me that they can do all these things with just my phone number. So how do I keep using it, but like cautiously?
Just tell them to call you. Don't respond to a link they're sending you.
Okay. So give them my number.
Yeah,
Hey,
my number. Call me.
Okay.
Also, it's something that I used to do is with Google Voice, you can set up a different phone number that is separate than your actual device phone number. So you can keep those communications separate. And then goodness forbid something happens, you can just change that number without having to actually change your phone number. So I've done that in the past too.
Just as an FYI, in the years that I've been dealing with this, almost every time that I come across a person that refuses to get on the phone with me, whether it's only texting or only email or only this or whatever it is, if I can't get them on the phone, ultimately they always end up being a scammer.
Except on Facebook when you're working in
Well, yeah,
marketplace.
if you're in marketplace, that's different. But you know what I'm saying? If you say, hey, I want to have a conversation, it's like all of a sudden they go ghost on you.
You can also ask a buyer, hey, can you just send me just quick video saying, hey, I'm this person, I'm interested in this item. It's easy enough to just send that in a messenger.
Yeah, but someone can also fake a video where if you do a FaceTime, you can't fake that. So, you really need to confirm who you're dealing with. FaceTime or in WhatsApp or some type of face video chat is at least a confirmation of who you're dealing with.
Thank you, guys.
If they don't want to do that, well, then you know what? I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Again, I'm going to jump in here for a second. I'm going to keep this board open late today, till 11:30. We'll go to 12 if we have to, if you want to. I do want to get our intros in. I want to thank Stefanie and Mark. If you want to hang around for a bit after the meeting and ask questions, I'm sure they'll be happy to hang around a little bit.
I'm going to let her sit and hang for here. I actually have to get on site.
Yeah.
So
I have like a hard stop by like 11.
All right. Well, we have your phone number so we can reach you. Let's do our intros and try to keep it, down to a minute because we have over 20 people here today, so you figure it out.
Sorry about that.
Steve Whitehill, we're going to start off with you.
Okay.
Steve,
What can I say? I'm Steve Whitehill. Hold on, caught me off guard because I tried to find something. So I will get back. Oh, there I am. Okay. So I'm a business broker and I help people buy and sell businesses. And I did a little search of restaurants in Florida, but restaurants with who earn more than 300,000, and I have 44 of them. Just to give you an example of one, this is in Pinellas. It earns sales of $1.7 million, and it earns about 500,000, and it's selling for 650, and there's a seller loan for 350. So you can come in with 300,000 and buy a really nice Italian restaurant for 500 and make 500,000. There are all sorts of things we have, different prices and so on, and that's just restaurants. I've got about 2,500 other businesses for sale at any given instant in time. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Brokers, and I'd love to have a chat with any and all of you.
Hey, thank you. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm with Rogue Financial Group. We are a commercial equipment financing company. We work with all industries. I primarily work in the hospitality side, which is restaurants, bars. I did a lot with convenience stores, done some food trailers, things like that. But then again, Rogue is a commercial financing company. We work with a lot of startups. I help people that, like I said, that are doing startups. We do work with existing business. I work with a lot of franchises. And again, we work all over the country. And I could be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks.
Okay. John and Kevin.
Morning.
good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Go on, Kevin. John's going to say you do it.
Don't let John talk.
Expert.
don't let John.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Kevin Anderson, Strategic Supply Chain Partners with John Mulholland. We are a full-service hospitality consulting company, primarily servicing small to medium-sized restaurant groups, hotel groups that are in need of support and help in their purchasing. We help them in how they are set up in distribution with the broadline distributors that they currently are doing business with. We help them reduce their expense. We're averaging a little bit better than 10% reduction in overall purchasing expenses through distribution. And then we work on manufacturer deviated pricing and rebates. And so we're at 100% contingency company. We base everything on us saving them money, finding the money that they're currently spending and recovering that back. And we we pay ourselves through a shared savings model. We just share in the savings that we find a client. You want to check us out? Do that at www.ssc.partners, or if you want to give me a call, 407-497-9495. Thank you, everybody.
I want to reiterate what Chris Rodriguez said a couple of weeks ago. New client working with 34%. That's a third off your food cost by paying this much money out and letting these guys help you and take control and take your headaches away from you.
Okay,
Thanks, John.
thank you. John McCabe, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Enjoyed the presentation today. Thanks very much. I am John McCabe. I'm with Carpigiani. We're a large manufacturer of ice cream, gelato, and pastry equipment. We also distribute ESA display cases for chocolate, pastry, and ice cream. And I can be reached at 401-368-6406. We're part of the Ali group, and I look forward to helping anyone with frozen desserts. Have a great day.
Thank you. Joe Cregan, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Joe Cregan with Card Payment Services, just in Davie, Florida, just west of Fort Lauderdale Airport. I support about 800 clients here primarily in Florida, but also nationally through our offices in Fort Lauderdale, and we have another one in Orlando, a home-based office in Orlando. We represent Fiserv, formerly First Data Payment Processing, and Clover and Adello POS systems. We have a long history in providing integrated POS systems to restaurants and the hospitality industry, integrating with Fiserv payment processing, and we also POS as a service. We sell software as a service, so there's no upfront cost. We make our money off the transaction processing. Joe Cregan with Card Payment Services. I can be reached at 954-635-5044. My website is www.cardpaymentservices.net. Thank you.
Thank you. Terry Ark, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry with Creative Business Impressions. I am a promotional products distributor, and what I do is I help people remember your brand. I always like to provide something for each meeting so that you kind of get a better picture. This morning, I'm going back to basics. Okay, hopefully they show up. I have some tumblers with your name on them. This is a great product for a restaurant because when you're selling these to make a little extra money on the side, and we work together as a team, I can work with you to help to lower the cost of these types of products so you can make some extra money on the side to enhance your brand. Terry, Creative Business Impressions. My information is in the chat, but my phone number is 561-308-1393. Products like these will help to keep your company name in the mind of your customers when they use things on a regular basis.
Hey, thank you. Gabby, good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Gabby with Worksite PEO. We are a full service PEO. We specialize in handling the back office like payroll taxes, employees, health benefits, workers' compensation, 401k, and HR in order to free up some time or to free up time for you to focus on your business growth. We are also very good and specialize in the restaurant and hospitality industry and being able to find them capital for them to be able to inject back into their business anywhere, any way that they fit. They see it fit. My phone number is 561-479-7474. Gabby with Worksite PEO.
Thank you. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning, and I apologize for my voice. I'm a little under the weather. Good morning, everyone. Jessica Portalatin from Portalatin Law Firm. As a trademark and business attorney, I protect restaurateurs from copycats, and I help them make money off their awesome brands. A lot of restaurateurs have this dream of developing the restaurants into chains that can be franchised. And people will literally pay them money for the opportunity to spread their brand and concept all throughout the country and throughout the world. But before they can be franchised, they have to make sure that their logo and their name is trademarked. And the sooner they do this, the better. I had a client last month that she was 1 month late on filing her trademark. Someone beat her to the punch. So good referrals for me are branding agencies who help create business names and logos for restaurants, and franchise consultants who help restaurants that want to franchise. Jessica Portalatin from Portalatin Law Firm, where we help business owners all over the US get trademarked so that they can franchise. We can be reached at 305-702-0195. Thank you.
Thank you. John Bunn, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. John Bunn with the BH Bunn Company. If you've ever seen anything tied with twine, laundry bundles, bakery boxes, pork roast, beef roast, we're the company that does it. We're the only American-made machine since the beginning, back in 1907. If you really want to see a machine, come see us at the Pizza Tomorrow Summit, November 8th and 9th. We're in booth 932, just next to Howard and TRN. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Our number is 1-800-222-BUN. Our website is buntyco.com, and you name it, we can tie it for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Randy, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Randy Pumputis here with Heartland Payroll. Gabby, thanks for that invite to the food show. It was a great opportunity. It sounds like you did really well there, so thanks again. Heartland Payroll, we are a Fortune 500 human resource company. We handle everything from startups, acquisitions, mergers, and businesses moving into the great state of Florida. This is the time of the year. This is payroll change season, October to January. 1 in 3 business owners are reviewing their outsourcing vendors. So for everybody on this call, it's a great opportunity. I can be reached at 585-622-2993. And we have a new addition to my franchise group. You're going to see them. They're here down in Florida. It's Holy Cannoli Pizza Kitchens. And they're going to make their presence national. It just rolled out. It was just announced. So very exciting. John Bunn, I'd like to talk to you about this one as well. So it might be another add-on for us for your product. So thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, good morning, Rick.
Good morning, everybody. Rick Israel from Archie Insurance, based here in Huntsville, Alabama. We are an independent brokerage firm. We help individuals who are guiding into the Medicare space coming off their group plans. I'm sure you're aware that October 15th is rapidly approaching. So if you know of anybody that needs some assistance with reviewing their drug plans for a zero cost, have them give me a call at area code 256-937-2537. I am licensed in Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, and Mississippi.
Okay, thank you. TRN Terry.
Good morning, everyone. I am the one, me and my team is the one that will let you know when and where something is opening. That Holy Cannoli, I heard something briefly about it, but I don't know any details. Maybe I could get a few details. That would be great. If not, I can certainly look them up and figure it out. But I would appreciate that. And what we'll do this morning, I sent Pam Hewitt a sample, and I gave her a real sample of an actual August report, which had probably 60 or 70 new leads. She has hired someone to do the calling, and trying to get some sales. So we want them to see how well these lead reports work. I have less than a minute, so contact me, Terry at trnusa.com, and I will send you an actual report. That way you can actually see everything instead of not knowing what's going on. A lot of you already get it, and that's terrific, and I'm very happy about that. Have a good weekend. That's it.
Chris
Goodbye.
Kaufman. Yes, Terry. I don't want to step on you. Would you want to say something?
Huh?
Did you want to say something else?
Say the reports come out once a month. I will let you know where they're opening, about how many square feet. They have a patio, who the owner is, the owner's email, the owner's phone number, what phase of construction they're in. Let's see, I have an appointment at 12.
Good
I'm the
night,
president.
Mrs. Calabash.
What else did you want me to say?
That's it.
Our
Thank you. Chris, good morning.
It's like walking along the beach in Sarasota. Huh? What? Huh? Yeah.
I was trying to be under a minute and he got me all confused.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant Recruiters of America. We provide all-star talent for restaurant companies. We provide an executive chef, a corporate chef for a division of Darden restaurants. We've also found an assistant manager for a pizza by the slice type of local restaurant. Everybody in between. Been doing the recruiting business since Monday, April 6, 1981. 42 wonderful, critically acclaimed years. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All-Stars. And you can reach us at 404 All-Stars, 404-255-7827. Wait a minute, I just got a text. This is incredible, Howard. Miami just scored another touchdown. Good night, everybody.
Pam Hewitt, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is Pamela Hewitt with Navitas Credit. Navitas is an $800 million direct lender. We specialize in equipment financing and working capital programs. We're owned by United Community, a $22 billion community bank out of South Carolina. We're both very strong. And we work with both vendors setting up finance programs as well as direct with, any clients that you have that might be expanding or need equipment or financing. Right now, just to point out, if you are dealing with companies, credit lines are being cut by American Express, which they're famous for when the economy turns, as well as banks. So if you have any clients struggling with their banks or whatever, I think there's two of us in this group. I think Brian is the other one that sounds like we help companies with financing. So let us know, because I'm sure that, our loans are much easier to get approved for than banks. And we can finance everything from a $500, coffee system up to, jets for, millions of dollars. So keep me in mind, and everybody have a great month this month. My number is 813-531-0654. And my email will be on the list that Howard sends out.
Okay, good. Helen, good morning.
I'll be there in a second. Hi, this is Helen Gottesman. I am the director of our nonprofit, Delicious Spoonfuls, where we train and hire people with special needs, especially Down syndrome and autism, in our ice cream cart. And we are looking to do weddings, business events, anything where we could bring our ice cream to the local community and get our special needs employees out there as part of the community. And we've done that with a couple of chamber events and some other community events lately. And one of our employees at 42 years old got his first paychecks, thanks to Randy's help also. And he is the proudest man to have earned a total of $77. We're the first people that would train and hire him. As soon as anybody heard that he had mental illness as well as autism and CP, they walked away. And he tells everybody what he's got. So immediately they walk away. They won't even consider training or hiring him. And we also work with a system where if somebody is only able to work 2 or 3 hours a shift and something happens, they just go into meltdown. Fine, just leave. It's okay. You're paid for your time. My husband and I are always there to work with them. No problem. And if you have any ideas, etc., and since we're a nonprofit, we're always looking for donations. You could call me 561-676-2078, or our email is helen@deliciousspoonfuls.org. And our website again is deliciousspoonfuls.org. Let me know if you have any ideas. Love to talk to you. Bye.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to double back to our new faces on the board today. Azalea, give us if you left anything out the first time around, and tell us how we can reach you.
So my name is Asalia Cristobal. I am a business broker in South Florida. I mostly do Miami, Kendall, all the way up to North Miami, which is where I live. We do all kinds of businesses, but the one that excites me the most is restaurants. So I try to focus on that. And you can reach me. You're going to share the contact, but my cell phone is 786-457-2796. I would love to help your business owners in any way that I can. If there's any advice, anyone I can connect them to, I'm here to help. So thank you guys.
Okay, thank you. And Jacob.
Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is Jacob Fishman from GMP Insurance Brokerage. We are a family-owned and operated business. We've been in the insurance industry for over 30 years now, and we specialize in the business industry. But in regards to restaurants, we have some unique and beautiful programs to help restaurant owners. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've helped out a smokehouse who his insurance broker, the renewal was, they didn't give him a renewal and it just canceled and it just wasn't taken care of. I was able to help him with his liability. He has a bar, we got him liquor liability. We got an EPLI. If somebody doesn't know what EPLI is, it's insurance to protect the employer from his people that he hires, the waiters, the kitchen staff. If they want to sue him for sexual harassment, or if they say that they were fired because of racism or discrimination, or if they weren't hired for any of those reasons, it protects the business owners, which is a very important insurance, specifically for people within the business industry that have a lot of turnover with their employees. And then I was able to help out a hookah bar, which people, insurance carriers don't like insuring these things. They are the fire, the smoke, the people smoking is just, the insurance rates are sometimes can be ridiculous. And I was able to help them get them a beautiful rate. There are so many insurance programs that we could provide and bring to the table. Besides that, we have unique online certificate systems for people within the industry that need to get into if you're a manufacturer and you're a distributor, if you need to go to a restaurant or a business center and they ask you for a certificate of insurance, instead of calling the broker and waiting 3 hours or sometimes longer for that certificate, we have a 24/7 online system. There's an app, there's a web page that you could just print a certificate, get your load on to the place and move on and get to that next job that you need to distribute to. And that's just the top of the, just the beginning. So I will put my information into the chat box, and don't hesitate to reach out to me. Don't hesitate to refer me to anybody. I'd be more than happy to help anybody within any industry with their insurance needs. Again, my name is Jacob Fishman. And our company tagline is "Don't risk it, insure it." GMP Insurance Brokerage.
And how do we reach you? No telephone number?
My cell phone number is 347-451-4225. I will put it into the Zoom chat box with my email and contact info.
Okay, thank you. As I said early on, I will send everybody an email after this meeting sometime this afternoon with everybody's contact information. Please look at the information that's on your line. Make sure it's correct. If it's not correct, please send me an email with the correction. Once again, I want to thank Stefanie and Mark for their presentation. Great information. Anything else that anybody wants to bring up at the moment? Okay.
Actually, yes. I just wanted to remind everybody that I'm having the trade show in an end user trade show I know you had sent it out already, the invitation. Just want to remind everybody it's coming up here in October.
I know Sal wants to go.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, talk to him. Yes.
What's this trade show?
It's a promotional products end user trade show. So if anybody is interested in even looking at promotional products, vendors will be there. So you'll get to go through booth to booth to see what type of products are there. You'll get to ask questions to the vendors. I will be there to help you to go through the show.
Very cool.
Yeah, we had 22 people on this call today. We have over 35 members in both groups. So this is a representation of who we are. There are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, didn't come today. I always say sales are first. So if you have an appointment, that's okay. Some people didn't read their email, so they didn't know it was at 10 o'clock. And this has been going, I've been saying this for weeks now. And I'm going to say it again. The last Friday of the month is going to be at 10 o'clock. It's going to be a combined meeting. That's what we all agreed on, unless there's any changes. So 10 o'clock on the last Friday of the month. And that being said, if there's nothing else, I'll keep this window open for people who want to hang around and talk. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next week. Oh, next week in the 9 o'clock group, we have Tracy Pumo is going to be presenting her company. If anybody would like to make a presentation in either group, please let me know and we can schedule it. I have nothing scheduled after this week in the 11 o'clock group. Okay, have a great weekend. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.